Hey, what is happening, everyone? This is Dregn Durant of the Yasuhiro88ch, and we're back at it with another adventure in Horizon Exploration, our channel's science fiction tabletop RPG. Based off of the 5e system, we've been going on for, gosh, a few months now, I believe. We're on episode 15 already, so... the party, we'll do a quick little recap once we get in and after we do some brief little introductions. But welcome everyone, whether you're watching us live or you're tuning in after the fact. Be sure to check the description for our party members. And we also have a playlist for the campaign for those who would like to check out the previous episodes. All right. Well, without further ado though, let's jump down and get ourselves ready to go. All right. Well, let's pull up our campaign. Let's go ahead and unmute it as well. I do have to remember, I made this nice little graphic to pull the parties in. And we'll have to deal with that next time. But let's see here. Audio. Good. Music is coming through. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. And
a cave is an ocean now.
Let's get our party members in here. What's up, everyone?
Oh, she's back.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm not here doing my intro. I could hear these little birds chirping in my ear over here.
Oh, can you hear the entire time? Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
Along?
Yeah, dude. I've been listening the whole time. I don't mute you guys. You don't see me muting on Discord, do you?
You were supposed to hear that.
I wasn't supposed to hear that.
Oh,
you guys got to be careful. All right, well, we're going to be kicking it off. Horizon Exploration episode 15, starting very soon here. But before we do, our party members, as well, I guess we'll start at the top this time. Sam Stonewill, played by Peter.
Hey everyone, Peter here, and we're playing Sam Stonewill. We're back at the top, baby.
Let's go. We have Maxine Beck, played by Sean.
How's it going? I'm Sean. I'm also Asbiel. And I play Maxine Beck, Dust, Patriot, Marksman.
Get hyped.
End of sentence.
I still
Let's
don't know
go.
what any of those words mean. Just sounds cool.
Our high roller of the party, too, not to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have Cadin Lumin, played by Kelvin.
Hello, Cadin. I play Cadin. I don't know what to say this time. I'm serious. I don't have a cool title.
Did you just say that you play serious? I don't know about that.
Screw you.
Oh, man. Cadin has been a lot of fun during the campaign. He's such a wild card. But next up, Daario Cortez, played by Sergio.
Hi everyone, Sergio, Daario Cortez, your resident ranger, and here to have a good time.
Yeah. And last but not least, well, last is Koji Akiyama, played by Corey.
Hello, how's it going?
All right.
I just want to soften Koji's heart. That's my entire campaign goal.
Yeah. Let's see it. All right. Well, let's go through a brief little recap of what we had done last time on episode 14 of Horizon Exploration. So, last couple of sessions, for those who've been tuning in, the party has been on a bit of a road trip after acquiring a vehicle from Banuk and that caravan camp. They had parted ways, and as part of I don't know if I'd call it a promise, but a direction that the party had voiced to Banuk and the others that they wished to pursue. Banuk and the leadership there had reluctantly decided to grant them one of their vehicles, and with said vehicle, the party had made their way northward in their little armored truck that they have here. Made their way northwards towards the mountains far to the distance, and with about 6 days of pretty close to non-stop driving through the night, the party had come across a few different locations. They, again, made their way up to the mountainside and had found themselves, after a couple of days, encountering a small little settlement with some strange emerald-like obelisk that jutted from the earth. The people of this camp seem fairly nice, and the party has managed to make some trade with them, managed to refuel and get some information from this group. And then they ventured onwards up further into the mountains, where eventually they had come across some kind of a research facility that seemed to have been long since abandoned. After a brief little exploration, they managed to find quite a bit of food that was stashed away in a kind of tucked away underground pantry at this facility, thanks to some knowledge that Maxine had from past work experience, we'll call it that. And the party then spent the next few days traveling onwards down the mountain, where they also came across locations such as what seemed to be kind of an abandoned rest stop that had a few buildings. They managed to find some fuel that we kind of skipped past. And then towards the base of the mountains, as they seemed to slowly be clearing the pass that they were traversing through, came across a lake up ahead, where in the far distance they started to see large jutting green mineral formations out in the distance, quite large. But after about another half a day of travel, they then began to see in the distance a city. As the roads became, on occasion, they would start to see more vehicles traveling by. They saw people along the roads as they approach the city in the distance. And they are about, I think I said like a third of a day or a quarter of a day away from reaching the city. But out in the distance, the party finally begins to see their destination, Fontaine. And road trip aside, you guys are all still currently in the vehicle. There is still some time before you reach the city, but as you look on ahead, right, there out in the city, you do see the occasional ship that seems to fly around the city, the occasional launch that seems to occur as a shuttlecraft begins to travel further and further up into the atmosphere, possibly leaving the planet. And the roads otherwise are still sprinkled with activity, but the closer you get to the city, the busier it will slowly become. But with that, you guys are all in the vehicle. Maxine, I believe I made a comment that as you are in the driver's seat for the evenings, you are noticing that your fuel gauge is starting to run dangerously low. And, well, the party ventures forward. And with that, we're going to start off with actually a hidden roll from me.
Northquakes, Northquakes, Northquakes.
All right. Maxine, as you continue driving towards the city, about 2 hours into it, you begin to approach these large minerals that are jutting from the ground. They become a bit more frequent the closer you get to the city. And looking kind of left and right, it almost seems like there is a large kind of circumference around the city that these stones are creating. And when the road begins to meet some of these structures up ahead, maybe still a good 500 to 600 feet away, there seems to be some kind of a security checkpoint. There's some vehicles there. There's some towers that seem to be erected next to these structures, these mineral structures. And there seems to be a bit of a backup in the road where there's a handful of vehicles, not a whole lot, that are being stopped as one by one after what appears to be an exchange happening with some of the guards folks that are up ahead. Some cars are continuing onwards towards the cities, whereas you've seen a couple of cases where cars pull forward and then kind of pull off to the side and are not surrounded, but are approached by other guardsmen.
Seeing that, I say to the group, you guys, you see that checkpoint up ahead?
Yeah.
Last time we were at Banook's camp, people didn't take too kindly to Maxine and your kind. No offense. Do we want to have a different driver?
I was thinking about that, but I'm not in uniform this time, and not sure who's running things around here. But it's not just scavengers, I'd wager. It's, I mean, they got a whole city. It might not be quite as
Judgmental?
against AbsCorp and such. They might be, a lot of them might be getting paid by AbsCorp, for all we know. That said,
You work for AbsCorp? I thought you worked for someone else.
ASEC, but AbsCorp and ASEC are both Dynasty. Most people around here know AbsCorp because they did the evacuations and everything.
Oh, okay.
Now, we might be able to lean on the Akiyama name if it comes down to it.
Probably not a good idea.
Not a good idea? Alright.
Also, just for the record, I kind of got a lot of drugs with me.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
But
Cops
are they
probably
searching
aren't.
vehicles, like at the gate there when people are going in?
Well, I think it'll be okay. I'm a doctor after all. I think I could talk through that.
Yeah, they're not like searching bags or anything, right? This isn't like a security checkpoint like that.
So you're at least holding the the drugs in bags at least, not anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, small plastic baggies easily distributed. Is that what it is?
That was a bit too many words for me there.
Maxine, I think
These
as
are,
long as we keep a low profile, I think we might be okay.
Low profile. If they're like any ground level security I've ever come across, they don't want to be here any more than anyone else does. Keep low profile. You might not even pay any mind.
All right. You guys venturing forward then. So, as Maxine continues to drive, keeping a steady pace, you get closer to the checkpoint, and the cars that are there, you file in, and a few minutes pass as the cars in front of you, the majority of them do seem to just be making it by, and then you get up to where the guards are, Maxine, and one walks to the driver's side. I assume you're going to open the window?
Yeah,
Just
windows
staring
down.
into the glass.
All right. Glass lowering down. You see a man dressed in kind of like police riot gear almost. Actually looks fairly well kept. And they have I don't want to call it a RoboCop helmet, but it kind of looks like that, but it's more black, and the visor is a bit translucent or see-through. But gentleman walks up, and you do spot, looking around, that there are a few armed guards here as well. This one in particular seems to have a firearm at their waist side. Where are y'all coming in from? Is what the guardsman asks you.
You gonna say anything there?
We're
Maxine?
coming from down south. I mean, we were traveling with some other folks. We were just trying to make their way, but they wanted to go south. We figured, better shot actually getting some fuel and keeping out of trouble if we came up this way.
He kind of leans his head to the side to get a better view of the other passengers. Is this vehicle registered to anybody, or is this yours?
Is it registered? I mean, it's ours. Yeah.
And what's your business in the city?
Trying to get resources. Probably keep moving on our way for too long.
All right.
You know, fuel, food, things like that.
Give me a persuasion roll.
First roll of the night. Let's go.
Hey.
Ah, 16.
You monster. All right. Roll a 16. He looks and nods. And all right. Well, when you get towards the city proper, there's another checkpoint. Do you have any dangerous materials you're bringing into the city? Have any of you guys been in the midst of a storm? Anything that it's if there's anything we should know, now's the time to let us know. Else, if we find out later, there will likely be some trouble.
Just some, self-defense. Place like this, you gotta be careful. Nothing, any more dangerous than... Well, I won't presume to assume what you're carrying, but, just stuff to keep ourselves safe out there,
Okay, that's fair. We are very well armed here, so if you guys don't stir up any trouble. I guess it's just the 5 of you, that I see.
Yeah, just us.
And I'm gonna need at least one of you to give me your name so that we can track you guys down if we need to.
Daario speaks up. Daario Cortez at your service.
Daario Cortez. He pulls up his little wrist device, punches it in, steps back. He seems to kind of be looking at the vehicle through his wrist device, kind of facing the vehicle. Looks like this might be your first time in Fontaine. As he glances back down at his device.
That question directed to me, or
to the just general? He's not actually looking at anybody. He's more focused on his device right now.
It sure is.
All right, Daario, give me a. It's gonna be Maxine and Daario. I need both you guys to give me a charisma roll.
straight charisma?
Straight charisma.
That's a 2.
Oh, I make up for it.
All right.
One of you has been here before.
He eyeballs you guys a little bit after looking up from his device, and after a brief moment of silence amongst the group. All right, looks like you guys are clear. We'll be keeping an eye on you guys as you enter the city. Don't stir up trouble, and you're clear to go. Carry on as he waves you through.
Can I, before we head off, does the officer, do they have like either like a badge with their name or some kind of like declination of their surname on their person that's visible?
Their clothes do not have any sort of tags, so it's not like your modern day police that we would know that have like a name tag and badge number and all that stuff. These are unmarked as far as you can tell at a glance.
Okay, so like a true stormtrooper then.
Pretty much.
Oh, he can't hit us. It's fine.
As we're driving away, I just want to ask the group. Hey, how come we didn't just toss out Koji's name, and we get like the VIP package to be here? Aren't you some sort of big shot?
all at once, unless Koji's muted. Oh, he BRB'd.
Oh shit!
Oh, because he's dead. Got it.
He's narcoleptic. He just passes out.
Yeah. Fucking druggies.
Well, when he gets back, you could ask him again, and you guys will continue towards the city. And as you do, you will pass by. Which one was it? Here we go. So as you drive through the city, right, you begin to enter this outer circumference of these mineral structures that are kind of towering like skyscrapers around the circumference of the city. And in the kind of inner portion, now that you've passed the first security checkpoint, you see driving that it's much, much busier the closer you get. Further ahead, you will spot there seems to be some kind of like a series of apartments, or maybe it's a market. You're not quite sure, but there's a few of these kind of lined up leading into the city in various kind of almost like like nodes around the city. And
Well, do you think we just pull into one of these? I mean, so many. Either you guys determine which one of these are your living spaces, or do you determine which one of these are your working spaces? They all look the same to me.
I'd bet if you live here, you probably figure it out pretty quick, and probably get directions on the device if you don't know your way around.
Is no one in the group here is from Fontaine? No, I'm not. You're not, Maxine.
No.
Question about that. Since Fontaine is a fairly large city, metropolitan or of the world, and Aurora Green is fairly connected or used to be, if I punch into my like Omni device, is there like a map of the area of Fontaine?
that is a great question. Yeah. So as you pull up your Omni device, you connect into the Omni network and do a quick little search of Aurora Green and the cities, and you do in fact get a hit when you search for Fontaine. And a few bits of information are provided. The brief kind of it's like a shitty wiki page, but what you find is there's a highlight mentioning that Fontaine is one of the major spaceports on Aurora Green. Fontaine is a kind of trade hub on the planet. Is very reputable for information that goes in and out of Aurora Green to the outside world. It is also one of the major cities that is planet side in relation to Bora Station, and Bora Station can often see, or Bora Station and Fontaine can often see one another from their respective points. And further down, there's some mention about kind of the governing bodies of Fontaine as well. And within Fontaine, there's mention of several districts. You have your Fontaine administration sector, which looks something a little like this. Scroll, come on. What are you doing? So you got a section here for kind of Fontaine's administration sector. You have another mention of Fontaine's business sector. There is also mention of a central library to Fontaine, looking a little something fancy like that.
Ooh.
Is the library a building or a sector?
It says sector.
Ooh.
An entirely. Ooh. Okay.
A lot of knowledge, okay.
Yeah,
There
we'll have to go there.
is a kind of image
Everything's kept on floppy drives.
talking about Fontaine proper. There is also an area here. Where is it? Right, I had mentioned the spaceport as well. And there's also a thriving community that lives all around Fontaine too. So quite a bit of information you're scanning through, and it's far too much for you to read. But the mention of the governing kind of body, a lot of the trade within Fontaine is occurring through bringing resources into and out of Aurora Green. Again, a lot of information seems to be Fontaine is a trade and information hub on the planet. And the governing body actually seems to be some form of a council or coalition that is mentioned. And that seems to be managed through the combination of 3 primary groups. 1, Fontaine Central Library. 2, company that seems to be called Emerald Road, and there's a little sub footnote that says they primarily handle a lot of the labor and materials of the city. And then there's also a group called the Narrow Trade Company that has a footnote that they specialize more in kind of luxury goods and information. There's a few minor ones that are listed as well, but they are all kind of, none of them are bolded, and you maybe skip over them for now. But yeah, there seems to be quite a bit on Fontaine and a few different sectors within the city. It is, again, a very large kind of metropolis type of a city. So think your big, Beijing, LA, New York, but maybe like double, triple the size. It's pretty big.
So I'm reading here, and it looks like there's a administration section. Maybe they've got like a town hall or a visitor center. We could maybe start there.
Sounds like a plan to me. On the way in, I also want to reconnect to the Dynasty network on my device.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you go to connect, you immediately get a connection. Nodes found. Welcome to Fontaine. There's actually mention of Fontaine being the connection point. And yeah, you're right back on it.
Sam, is there anything on there about the library?
Yeah, actually, there's the whole sector called the library, but it's strange to me that a whole section of town is devoted to information.
Yeah, Luca mentioned about that place before we had left.
Oh, he said he had a cousin there.
Yeah, Jack Finnigan, I believe, might be something, maybe someplace we'll want to go. I know that both to meet them and probably had to find out some information as well too. So it might be good to go there at some point.
Head librarian in a place with a whole district. That's a library. That'd be pretty important.
Could be a good friend to have here.
Could be.
He at least would know at least what's going on and what, like, the area, right? I would imagine.
I
think so.
Could be a good first stop. I know you mentioned the admin sector before, but here we actually got a name, someone to look for.
So yeah, at least it's a start, right? So hit the library, see if we can find his cousin, and then what's our goal here at Fontaine again, guys? What are we doing here?
Well, I think it's the closest thing we have to technology that we found here. And if anyone's gonna find the core, maybe Dave detected some anomalies that others haven't. I couldn't help but think that Nuke has been him and his group are great, but they're very archaic in the way they were trying to do science.
I would say just be careful about what you ask and who you tell, because we don't want to start a gold rush.
That makes sense.
And actually, the library might be a good place to check for records of cores and, like, signs of cores and stuff like that.
One thing I would say is that if we go around looking for information on cores, it's going to be pretty clear we're trying to find one, being that Dynasty's sending people down this way.
Well, not everyone knows that.
People down here might not, but, well, people in Fontaine might.
Personally,
Spaceports.
it'll be good just to learn what the fuck the signs are of a chord. I don't know about you guys, but it's always been a legend to me.
Yeah, I still don't really know what one is.
Yeah, I didn't even really know they existed.
Holy shit, you're awake.
Someone had a question for Coach. Do you remember what it was?
I did. Back at the front gate, we came in and we gave a lot of answers, but how come we didn't just say we knew Koji Akiyama? Are you, I thought you were a big shot. Are you not famous here with Fontaine?
I mean, my family probably is. Like I said, we used to own this planet, but like, sold it. I don't know how much bad blood there is. And
Why did you sell it?
listen, man, I don't know. I don't keep track of the fucking records or anything.
It's corporate stuff.
Yeah,
If
I'm
it's
more
used to,
street level, beat the fuck out of people.
maybe we keep your name on a download this time, just because maybe people will still may not like the Akiyama name.
Yeah, probably best to figure that out first, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I would like to go onto my device here on the Dynasty Network and see if I would have an option to kind of, because there's still another checkpoint, right?
Up
Ahead of us.
Yep.
I would like to
you
see if
texting and
I have
driving?
the means. A little bit. Listen, Maxine isn't a role model, all right? I'm looking to see if there is some means I could do through the Dynasty Network to kind of fast track our entry here. I want the Dynasty Fast Pass.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the Fast Pass, the Disney Fast Pass.
So you're gonna pull up. You're gonna pull up the Dynasty Network on your device, and open up kind of the requisition section, and you're looking for kind of expedited access to planetary location, point of interest. And once again, you're gonna have to fill out a small little kind of requisition form that you're trying to like one hand or maybe speech to text or something. And yeah, so the you fill in real quick, what is the planet, Aurora Green, what is the location, Fontaine, what is your request, city access, but you have a section there where you're going to be asked for what it is that you're accessing and what's the justification for Dynasty to step in and provide something extra. And what are you going to send to them?
I'm gonna say I'm looking for expedited entry through security checkpoints in and around Fontaine, and potential access to anything within the what am I trying to say here? Potential access to applicable Dynasty resources within or not resources, records within Fontaine, with the justification that it's required for mission security purposes.
Okay.
To avoid drawing undue attention.
Cool. All right. Maxine, I'm going to have you give me a persuasion roll.
You smooth talk that computer.
Exactly.
11.
Exactly. How well written are you? Cool. All right. You send it off, and as you get closer and past kind of the outlet mall residential looking structures, and You see one kind of to the right, you see another group clustered to the left, but then up ahead there is what seems to be a man-made checkpoint. This one actually has kind of gates off to the side. Looks like they could lock down the place if they need to. There's some walls that have been erected, some towers that are behind it, and these seem to be primarily focused out and around the city where roadways exist. And maybe like 10 minutes before you reach the next checkpoint, you get a little ding back from Dynasty. And their reply, God, you are so lucky. Every time, every time, dude. All right, but the response is request received. After initial review, access has been granted. Information within Fontaine can be accessed through the Narrow Trade Company. Authorities have been notified, and your entry to Fontaine may be expedited with code E3152.
Out of curiosity, I haven't set anything up on this thing, but as we come into Fontaine, does my wrist thing do anything? Like,
does it just do anything? No.
I wonder if it connects and it like makes a ding noise or something. I don't know. I don't know how this thing works at all.
An alarm you accidentally set starts going off.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is Tamagotchi hungry.
Because I'm trying to think, right? Because Cadin, your acquisition of your device happened to be on Boar Station. Mm-hmm. Sam, I think, helped you briefly with it, and
we at least accessed his wallet.
Yeah, that's what we did. I paid for drinks. That's all I used it for.
You transferred some funds to it, so it's more accessible. But Sam, here's a question for you, because if you can help Cadin set it up. There's something I've been wanting to ask Sam, which is, Sam, if Sam got a bunch of like dings and notifications on his device, are you likely to read them, or are you likely to just put them on mute?
Sam, being a technician who often gets lost in his thoughts and his work, would probably check it once a day and not in between.
Okay. And what would happen if you kept getting, say, like daily newsletters that seemed less important to your subscription?
I mean, shoot, Sam travels the fucking universe, so he can't really read daily things about like different planets and different cities, so he'd probably start ignoring them after years.
Yeah, okay, so a couple things that I'm thinking is that when you get your Omni device, Cadin, there's usually going to be kind of like an initial setup. Like when you get a new computer or a new phone, right, there's that kind of initial setup where you go through it, you attach any accounts. Maybe in this case, you're attaching like a universal ID if you have one, and maybe attaching it to, again, financial accounts, or setting up kind of subscriptions, which Cadin, you probably just didn't bother, skip through most of them. And in addition, there would probably be a spot where it's like, what kind of notifications do you want to get, right? And if Sam was setting it up, it probably would have been fast tracked.
In the setup, Sam definitely made sure that Cadin was logged in, but unchecked all the extra things. Like, do you want to sign up to install McAfee? No.
Yeah, I'm thinking just for the sake of, speeding it up, and because it's not going to be Sam's personal device, he probably just like, here, let's just quickly get it set up. You probably were just set up with the bare minimum. So you're using like the senior mode of the device.
Should react to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to have any sort of random ding that you're going to get just because you're in the proximity of the city. It's otherwise always connected, right? So
You have not customized your news feed.
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Yeah. But yeah, you
I
guys.
honestly forgot, in character, I honestly forgot I had this thing.
Well, party members, if you ever want to explore more about the device, right, you could bring it up in game, or we could talk about it offline and elaborate and expand on it. But the Omni devices and whatever device you may use that connects to a network, there's potential for a lot there. So we'll see what you guys decide to do with it. But
Real quick, does Koji have any notifications?
Koji, that depends. Is there a notification you're looking for?
Not really. Just anything from his family.
Mr. and
Anything.
Mrs. Kojiyama, where are you? When are you showing up?
When are you coming
missing?
home?
When are you?
Yeah.
Here's the photo of your new niece.
Let's see here. Koji.
You missed family dinner on Sunday.
I actually did have
Is everything
something.
okay?
Family dinner at the Akiyamas was toxic. God.
We missed you
Oh.
flipping the table every week.
Okay, Koji, this is going to be an interesting one because I rolled interestingly. Koji, if you're going to be checking your device, you will get... I guess here's a question for Koji first, is what would Koji's behavior be on this device, right? Are you on it frequently? Would you say that it's more of a thing that you just have because it's norm?
Probably like a thing he has because it's the norm, but upon seeing everybody else kind of check theirs out, he'll go, oh wait, shit, I have one of these.
Yeah. Okay. So Koji, you find a series of messages on your device. A lot of them actually dated days ago. Many of them coming from the people who work under you, asking how you're doing, asking, how is your trip going? Couple of them who you feel like they think of you a bit closer than the others, or kind of more casually joking, like, hey, bring me back a souvenir. But I'm going to have you give me a investigation roll as you kind of fish through it at a glance.
That is a 10.
Okay. So, you spot a message that comes from a family member. And it seems incomplete when you open it up. The message begins, brother, where are you? Something has happened. Did you? And then it cuts off. The message was sent prematurely, or you're not sure. But this came from your, what did we say? I know you have, I think it was 2 older brothers. You had a couple younger siblings, but we'll say this one came from, I think I said I wanted you to have an older sister as well. So we'll say it came from that sibling.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a bit odd because you, one, maybe rarely get messages directly from family members. But 2, your sister is generally very punctual with her literature. So seeing this message that either got corrupted or was sent incomplete or sent prematurely is a bit of it stands out a little bit to Koji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of. Is there a way I can like save it to favorites or something?
You could totally save it. I mean, everything is saved.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that and then put it away and ponder for a little bit. As much as he can.
Okay, noted.
So we're on our way to the second checkpoint and then to the library?
Well, we'll see. So you guys, at this point, after everyone kind of takes a gander at their device, getting into the city, a couple of you guys are looking stuff up. Maxine, you roll up to the checkpoint and they stop you. This one is a bit less guarded, not less guarded, less armed compared to the outer perimeter. But another soldier kind of guardsman walks up to the vehicle. I'm going to say your window is already down. And hey there, welcome to Fontaine. What are you guys looking to do in the city here?
I have a code for you, I believe. I was told that you've been informed of our arrival.
I don't know about a code, but I could look it up real quick. What do you got? As he pulls up his device and kind of looks at you in anticipation.
Would you try E3152?
All right. E3152 punches it in. It takes a split second, and his eyes kind of narrow in a confused scrunch and looks up at you, Maxine. I guess this is above my pay grade. All right, well, it looks like you've been pre-cleared, so I can move along.
I'll just give him a nod and move along.
All right, you guys make it in, no questions asked.
Maxine, got some ways to get in, it looks like. Is that a secret code?
It's not the sort of thing I'm used to using, but I've been lucky with the requisitions lately.
So, how does this thing work? How'd you do that?
Cadin's all interested now.
You won't have access to the same things I have access to. I have a job.
I have a.
I contribute too.
I do stuff.
Cadin, you've got an important role with us. You don't have a job.
Oh, so you're saying I don't get paid?
Exactly.
Wait, we're not getting paid for this?
We're getting paid if we find the thing, but I mean, really, what are the chances?
Well, we're gonna find the
Nothing
thing.
like that.
Oh, with that attitude, maybe we will.
Okay.
So, library then. I suppose we're gonna be looking for, I don't know, the biggest building there?
It's a district from my understanding.
Yeah, might help. I'm not sure the roads kind of show where the library may be, but it's gonna be the head one. That's where Jack works. Jack Finnigan.
Sam, as the group is talking, you kind of are still very casually scrolling through the information that you pulled up, and there is a very simple kind of sector diagram of the city itself, and at the center, let me actually pull everything back up again. So at the center, I guess let me see, how should I do this? I don't know why, but I wish these cards that I put on the screen had titles that were showing up. I don't know if that's a limitation on my side or what, but the admin structure shows up at the center. Make all of these a little smaller here. The spaceport appears to be more towards the top. The library seems to be beside it. Outskirts we'll put down here.
Are you... Sorry, dumb question. Are you showing us the things?
No, I'm moving it on the stream, so if you have it open on the side...
Got it.
Yeah, my bad. I forget that what I post on here doesn't actually reflect for you guys. Alright, so we got the library, we got the spaceport, we got the admin, and then we have the inner city, which we'll actually put down here. Kind of move. Since while I'm doing this, Sean, do you by chance know if there's a way for me to add titles that are displayed on these cards?
It might
Permission
relate
issue?
to permissions.
Hmm.
Yeah. If someone has, like, if your spectator, your camera has observer,
Yep.
it might show the names.
Okay, that could be the problem then. I don't know if I gave it observer yet, so we'll try that later. And then I'm missing, what is this last one? It was the, yeah, it's the business sector, which is going to be closer to the city. So yeah, it's going to be like so. So we got, again, the kind of residential on the bottom left. We got these kind of outlet suburbs that are scattered about. But within the city proper, you're going to have the admin, the library, the spaceport, the business sector, and then kind of the inner city, all pretty clustered, more central to the city proper. But the library is going to be located on the northeastern part of Fontaine.
Also, going through my Omni device, can I look up Jack Finnigan? See if he comes up.
Sure can. Give me
It's an IMDb.
give me a investigation roll for this one.
Pull up his LinkedIn.
8.
And
Check out his Tinder.
Okay.
Hey, he might be on Grinder. You don't know.
What
That's
the
true. I
heck?
don't know.
All right. Looking up Jack Finnigan in your device, you don't. I'm going to actually ask you 2 questions before I give you an answer here. So you have to. How would you do the search? Would you do like a brand new search, or would you do it in the same location where you found information on Fontaine?
First, same location to see if there's anything in like the Fontaine directory.
Okay. Yeah. So doing a quick little sub search in Fontaine, Jack Finnigan's name does in fact have an entry. And when you pull it up, the information presented is that Jack Finnigan is the head chief librarian of Fontaine, the Fontaine Central Library. Jack is also on the board of council for the city of Fontaine and has been for several years now. After Aurora Green had encountered a galactic event, we'll say, the Central Library, which had been a very, well, one central part of the culture of Fontaine, but also highly respected for the advances that they had made to share wealth and knowledge to the citizens of Fontaine. Jack was at the forefront of that effort and has gained the trust of many of the people on Fontaine, and has even gained recognition from other cities across Aurora Green, such as a leadership award granted by the city of Stillwater.
Stillwater, that's where the sister lives, that got married. She got widowed. She got widowed, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I read to everybody all this information I'm finding out about Jack Finnigan.
Does it have like a... I guess we could just go to the library and look for him.
Well, shite. This fucking clan, they're all overachievers.
Why do you say that? Like,
Oh yeah,
he is,
but Nuke running a fucking caravan on his own, he's the leader there.
Well, that
And
is
you got...
Nuke. This person's related to... Let me check my notes. Who's he related to? I forgot now.
Wasn't he his cousin?
I think it was not Luke. I gotta look the name up.
To the group, out of character, I don't remember saying cousin. Did I say cousin? I'm gonna have to go back.
It was a cousin?
I can't remember. I'll check my notes.
Was this someone he knew?
I want to say the term I used was mentor, but if not, I'll have to go back.
Out of Jack Finnigan, head librarian at Fontaine. Luke, let us know that it is where. He just said we should look at. We didn't say cousin. He didn't say anything.
Okay.
Ever in Fontaine, we should seek out Jack Finnigan, head librarian at Fontaine. Didn't say who he was.
Got it. Scratch that then.
Not cousin, just knows him. So we'll go see this person who's someone else's cousin, probably. And
Brother from another mother.
yeah, right. Yeah.
But it still seems odd. This guy seems to have come into his power after the catastrophe.
And it was Luca, by the way, that told us to go find him up in Nuke. It was Luca.
I mean, he must be persuasive enough to be able to be on the head council. He must be a good leader. And assuming Luca told us to meet him, he must be a good judge of character, I would say. Definitely Luca is somebody that, I felt like we can trust back with Banuk's people.
I like Luca.
You have any worries about him, Sam?
Or just don't like people who seem to rise up to power when there's a tragedy. Seems like they're taking advantage of the people.
Well, hopefully this was one of the good ones then. And hopefully this has allowed Fontaine to be a little bit better after that tragedy because of him.
We'll see.
Okay, that's good. I guess we head to the library. I think that's where we're headed, right, guys?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe swing by a gas station on the way over.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because as you guys are passing through the checkpoint, getting into the city, your car begins to strut and starts to stall.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how, like, if I'm in this situation, I'm like coasting anywhere I can. It's like, yeah, we need to find a gas station.
Yeah.
The AC's not on.
You all ready to learn how to use money again?
Do we have any more gas left in the reserve?
We emptied that barrel, didn't we?
Not anymore, no. So again, the travel, you guys have been driving through the night. You managed to refuel at the camp, right, where you did the trade. And in one of the abandoned, again, kind of rest stop areas that had a gas station, you managed to supply and siphon some fuel there to refuel for the next couple days. But over the course of 6 days, you're finally reaching the end. And the vehicle, not quite into the inner city itself, but now that you're getting closer, you pushed your luck a little too far, and the car seems to be responding in a way that it is out of fuel.
Well, good thing we're not out of fuel. We got Koji.
He'll just kind of like nod and open the car door and.
Oh shit! Okay.
Are we actually in the library district now?
Nope. You guys are currently entering the city proper. So you're not in the city itself. You are... Gosh, how can I depict this? So Fontaine, well, all in all, has... Let's see here. So there's the outer checkpoint. There's the inner... There's the outer checkpoint. There's the inner checkpoint. And then you have the city itself, right? You guys are currently, if I were to take your token and reduce the size for that, maybe. That's not going to be a simple task, actually. Yeah, is there no... There's no token resize option, huh? Yeah, I'll just make the city kind of rough markers here a bit larger. So if I were to move it in the background, let's go ahead and get rid of a lot of these that you guys aren't really looking at. Because the destination is going to be the library, so leave that one though. Can't do them all at once either. That's too bad. All right. So, outer wall, inner wall, city perimeter. And you guys are roughly going to be, I'll use actually this marker to depict it, your party token. So again, you had crossed the outside, you had made your way in, and currently you're like right here. Again, very zoomed out, and your token is much larger than it needs to be. But yeah, you're kind of in the edges of entering city proper, and on the road leading into the city itself is when the fuel is now just running way too low and the vehicle is beginning to stall because of it.
All right, I guess Koji will get out and start to push.
Okay. Koji, I'm going to have you give me a couple quick questions, actually. Do you guys think straight strength is more appropriate or in athletics?
Strength?
Yeah, it's not going to require a lot of steering, because I would imagine Maxine's probably going to do it.
Yeah, Maxine will do the steering.
I mean, I was thinking I would actually hand off the wheel to Daario and get out to help.
All right.
Okay.
Question for the group: are we pushing this all the way to the inner like residential area, or are we just pushing it off to like the side of the road?
Wherever we can get fuel, I guess. Is there? I look around quickly. Is there somewhere nearby that looks like we can get fuel before we push it like 6 blocks and realize there's a place right next to us?
Sure. Give me a perception roll, Cadin. As y'all look
yeah.
around and ahead.
Look, a gas and go.
Gas. 13.
Yeah, pretty sure pushing uses athletics. I think I'm going to be leaning in that direction. All right. Cadin.
A push in combat does, yes, but not really an inanimate object.
Cadin, honestly, looking around and also being so many years without needing like your own vehicle, and this city looks very different from Edgerson. Very different from Edgerson. You're not even sure what you're looking for.
I don't see anything, guys. I'll go talk to someone. Is there some? I just want to wave someone down. First person I see.
There are a couple of cars that begin to whiz by, and you see some approaching and some departing the city. But as far as people on foot, no.
Shit.
You want to wave down a car? Okay.
Yeah, I'll try. They should know where to get fuel. They drive a vehicle.
Give me a charisma or performance. Your call, depending on intent.
They're kind of the same, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you're just gonna try to wave, then just give me a straight charisma.
Okay. The verdict is 11.
All right.
I'm gonna get hit by a vehicle.
As that thought crosses your mind, there is a vehicle that seems to begin to swerve kind of in your direction. And you're a little concerned because they're not slowing down. But once they get up close to the vehicle, they do slow and pull over beside you all. It's like, hey, everything going on okay over here? What's up? You guys stranded?
Yeah, do you know closest place to get some fuel around here?
Closest place for fuel? Well, that probably was back at the outer city.
Is there no closer place?
Well, obviously, if you continue forward, you're gonna find somewhere to refuel. Are you guys out?
Yeah, you got any to spare by chance?
Give me a persuasion.
Oh shit. Okay. This is all new for Cadin.
Is it now?
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
A nat 20.
Maybe it's not due to Cadin.
He just gives us his brand new car.
Oh, damn, dude.
We're robbing you, sir.
Well, he thinks about it for a moment there before giving you a smile. You know what? You all seem friendly. You look... It's I know it's a little rough outside the city, and if you're heading into city, then maybe yeah, I got some extra fuel I could spare for you guys. As he hops out of his car, goes out to the trunk, and he pulls out one of those kind of a metallic, what do you call it? Just fuel canister. Yeah. Jerry can. And hands it over to you guys. Here, take this. You guys, I don't see any on your truck here, as he kind of looks pretty hefty looking thing you guys are riding in.
Do you by chance want a barrel? I'll trade you. It's empty, but you can have it for the fuel.
He looks at you confused. What am I gonna?
Barrel that's strapped to the roof.
No, I'm good. These aren't very expensive, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What are you all here for?
Visiting a friend.
Friend? Well, I know quite a few people. Who are you here to visit?
Do you know? What's his name? Finnigan. His last name is Finnigan.
Finnigan.
Is that a librarian?
Finnegan's your friend? Everyone here knows Finnigan, but Finnigan generally keeps to himself. He's up in the library half the time. You guys know...
we're on our way.
You know him personally?
We know a friend of his that told us to look him up.
Huh. Well, yeah, if you keep down this road, eventually you guys will hit a resupply, and then if you head right, once you get into the inner city, continue that road north, and you'll see the library sector. It's hard to miss. There's a lot of greenery over there.
I looked at the group. Am I near the group still, or am I like a ways off?
No, you guys are around the car.
Did Luca give us anything to give to his friend, or are we just gonna?
He just recommended that we meet him.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for your help. Sorry, what was your name, sir?
John.
John, well, we appreciate the help there. If there's something we can do to help you out, let us know.
Well, I mean, what about you? What's your name?
My name's Cadin.
Cadin.
We're new to town. I'm from Edgerson.
You're from Edgerson. I heard a lot of bad stories from Edgerson. How's that place doing?
I haven't been back there in years, so I actually don't know.
I'm gonna have you give me a roll here in a second.
Yep.
Okay. Give me your deception roll.
Well, it's true. I haven't been there in years. I've been there since it happened, but I haven't been there in years.
What do you mean?
Edgerson? I haven't been back there recently. Okay. Well.
The
23?
All right, you're gonna have to clarify that, because my understanding is you've always been in the proximity of Edgerson, but.
Well, yes, I've been near Edgerson, but I haven't been in Edgerson.
All right.
I guess that's my deception. I rolled it. It's 23, 18 plus
okay.
5.
I see. Well, the news here, well, it's been going on, years ago, when we heard about these catastrophes or something that was going on. I guess Edgerson got hit pretty hard, but yeah, nobody out here really has any desire to walk into what the news has been spreading about that.
Did you guys not get any of catastrophes here? Like
Fontaine? No. We've been doing quite well out here, actually.
So, what about have those green crystals always been here?
That's a good question. It's been so long. It's been years since we've had these crystals here. It's I'm almost all but forgotten. But no, years ago. Maybe. Gosh, when did they show up? I think these started to appear maybe like a dozen or so years ago. I don't think it's been 2 decades since, but I mean, I grew up in Fontaine, and I definitely don't recall these existing when I was a child, but.
Did someone make them, or did they just like pop out of the ground?
I don't know. They kind of just appeared one day. I was mostly in university at the time, and there were talks about these weird minerals growing out of the ground back then, but now that you mention it, yeah, it's just over the span of like a month, they just grew and grew and grew, and now they're here as he gestures and kind of with a single hand out towards where these crystal formations are. It's I don't know. We've been comfortable, so I guess we kind of got used to it.
Huh. Interesting. Does anyone done anything with them, to them, studied them, anything?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I'm just here making some deliveries. I'm heading back to the city, and honestly, I didn't really give it much thought. If you want to find out if anyone's done anything, you probably find some luck at the library, but yeah, I don't know.
I'll keep it in mind. I appreciate the help there, sir.
Oh yeah, Cadin. Maybe we'll bump paths again.
Sorry, what did you say your name was again? I apologize for that.
John.
John, yes, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Just gonna write that down. I'll head back towards the vehicle.
All right, well, good luck to all of you. It's, if you ever make your way over to the markets, come over to Grimes' shop.
Grimes' shop?
Grimes' shop. And he actually smacks the side of his vehicle, and you see it written out there. And I'll put it in the chat here. Grimes' shops.
Do you run Grimes' shop?
I do. That's where we do business, and I'll occasionally get a call, and we'll make some deliveries of materials or goods from the city. Most of, I don't really go far, but, you know, inner city, outer city, you need something delivered, Grimes got you.
So you deliver, like, vehicle parts or just kind of anything?
It depends on the request. If we can do it, we'll do it. You know, got to make a living.
I'll keep that in mind. You've been a huge help. You saved us a lot of time. We're new to town, so we didn't really know where to get fuel.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, see that building up ahead with the green stripes? That's the one you're going to want to hit. You can get some more fuel there if you need it.
Well, thank you, John. I hope you were able to repay you someday.
Ah, my pleasure, Cadin. Always happy to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure meeting a new friend.
All right.
I'll head back towards the vehicle with the jerry can.
He gives you all a wave and hops back in his truck and continues onward.
Out of curiosity, how many people saw me get this jerry can? Was everyone watching, or were they all pushing the vehicle at the time?
Koji will probably have started.
Yeah, probably too busy pushing and trying to make sure the vehicle's not veering.
All right, Maxine.
Koji are pushing. Is Sam watching me?
Maxine.
No.
Sam's probably still sitting in the back of the car. But Koji, Maxine, give me a athletics roll each. Koji.
That's a natural one for a 5.
How is that even possible? All right. Yeah, you guys both go to pull it. Maxine, when you see Koji get out and begin to push, the vehicle's heavy. This is not a small vehicle. It's not light. It's not built for general commerce, so it's heavy duty. And Koji, you actually struggle a little bit, and you manage to kind of get it going slowly. And that's probably when Maxine is prompted. It's like, oh, this is not moving nearly as quickly as you thought. So you get out and try to push. And Maxine, with your natural, I'm going to need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's 13.
13. All right. Maxine, you strain yourself for a bit, trying to get a little bit more leverage. And thankfully, with Koji really kind of hauling most of the weight here, you managed to get it going, and just in time, because you felt like you were about to pull something in your back, and you managed to let go in time where that didn't set. so you're fine. But the vehicle is slowly moving, and Cadin, once you finish your conversation with this John fellow, you turn around and see that the vehicle has moved all but like 40 meters being pushed, or 40 feet. And
How far away was that gas station?
that gas station is still like a good 200 to 400 feet away from what you can
Okay.
see. It's a while away.
I'll bring the jerry can back and I'll give it to someone like Maxine at the back there.
All right, yeah, you see Maxine with this just kind of pale sweat.
Why you guys you're pushing so much? I got fuel right here.
The hell? Where'd you get that from?
Guy named John. Super nice.
He just gave it to you?
Yep.
Why the fuck are people so friendly here?
That's not a thing that just happens. People don't just give people stuff.
You didn't like pay him or anything?
No, I offered him the barrel. He didn't want it.
Right. Huh.
He's a local here. He runs a shop, apparently. Should check it out later.
What kind of shop? Like a car shop?
Sounds like he does deliveries. I'm not entirely sure. It's called Grime Shop. It's in the Market District.
Huh.
So, fuel anyone? I'd like shake it.
Got fuel?
I'm just gonna grab the can and go to fuel the car.
All right. You'll grab it. It's very manageable single-handedly, and you pour it into that kind of hatch on the rear of the vehicle that has the kind of larger nozzle that you can, or funnel that you can filter it through to quickly refuel, as it is again more of a militaristic APC styled Humvee vehicle. And it's not much, but it is enough for this beast of a vehicle to make it to the refuel station up ahead.
I'm just muttering to myself about getting one of those suits of real armor. The suits that have the powered armor suits. It's just kind of like, if you've ever played Skyrim and you hear a bandit talking about how wizards can turn wood to gold, it's just like going on about some armor that I probably heard from someone, never actually seen it myself, but it's just like, I know they got that good armor that takes all the weight off of you and everything, and I want that now because I have seen my limits in physical capability just now.
I'm gonna hop back in the backseat of the vehicle while they're fueling it up.
Maxine, you not only are just aware of that existing, you've seen them before. ASEC has them, and you've seen kind of the
has them. They got all the cool toys.
You've seen the ASEC elite kind of walking around in this kind of initiation parade that they did back in the day when you were just a wee recruit. But yeah, it was it left an impression.
I told you, Maxine, I have a job. It's getting fuel.
All right, so you all refuel. You make it up to the city proper, inner city proper, and get to the refuel station where someone walks up to your vehicle and you guys need some refueling?
Yeah.
This thing's going to be a bit pricey, but how much are you looking to top off?
How much is it for fuel?
How
Sam.
much?
How do you work this thing?
What are you asking me?
I shake my wrist at him.
Didn't you say it was your job?
I got us fuel so we get here. How do I work this thing?
Well, first he figures out how much fuel you need, and then he charges you, and then you pay the man.
But how much fuel do I buy with this? I point at like the currency on the thing.
It's gonna be about 800 or 8,000 credits per gallon, but
8,000 credits. How many do I have? I have 124,000? No, 1,200.
124,000. That's how it works. Yep. So each for our players and viewers, the way we're doing credits for now, just to kind of trial it out until it becomes a problem, is going to be between platinum, gold, Ethereum, I believe it was called, right? The Electrum. Yeah, whatever the hell it is. Silver and copper. These are just going to be the decimal points or the comma points. I know there's a term for it, but copper, right, is going to go up to 999. Silver is going to go into thousands. Then we have the millions, the billions, trillions, so on and so forth. So with that, fuel, based on what he said, is 8K per gallon.
8K per gallon. How many gallons does this thing take, guys? I'm trying to see if I have enough money.
Oh, if you're worried about the bill, I'll cover that. Whatever it comes out to.
Oh, he'll pay. I point at him.
I think we were told how much this thing carries too, and I didn't even make note of it.
That's fine. I did.
I write down so many other things.
And then,
there's always the occasional little thing where it's like that. I won't ever need to know that, and then I do.
Yeah, I mean, you just put the nozzle in, and it fills up to its max, and then it stops.
there you go. There you go.
And then you hope you have enough money.
The guy looking at your vehicle, well, these types of vehicles might run you a nice little bill, but I noticed you got this little barrel on the hood. Do you want that refueled too?
Fine. Oh, I thought you wanted the thing. Do we?
Trying to offload it so fast.
We might
It's our.
we might be better off just seeing to fill that up if we're looking to leave.
Sure. Just the truck.
Just the truck? All right, gotcha. Hang tight. And he walks around, and it's kind of like an old school gas station, or if any of you guys have seen a gas station in Japan, it's they'll serve. So he goes to kind of the center fueling station, and from the ceiling are hanging like nozzles that he carries over, and much like if you've ever gone to like one of those car washes where the vacuums are kind of hanging from the
Yes.
the beams above, right? He kind of drags it over to where the vehicle is, finds the hatch, opens it up, puts it in, begins to refuel.
You sure you got enough? I'm trying to say this where he can't hear me.
You
talking to
asking-
Koji?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. My family's fucking loaded, dude.
Sure. Sure.
Those little refueling cans that you got earlier, how many gallons would you guys say those carry? Is it
Like a
like
jerry can
it's like
usually?
yeah, is it like one or three
It's like a small one's 10 liters.
liters? All right, I'm just gonna call it a gallon and be done with it.
That's 2.5 gallons.
Two? All right, we'll go with two.
There's bigger ones too as well.
All right. Well, you guys hear a thunk, and he detaches it from the vehicle, brings it back to the center console, and
Because this is a future gas station,
Mhm.
do they serve alcohol at the AM PM of this gas station?
well, when he comes back, he holds out a little tablet, and Maxine in driver's seat flips it over to show you. All right. Well, that's gonna come out to 224K.
Ooh, I did not have enough. Well, Koji?
Koji will walk over and just pay.
All right. It's kind of like one of those little, touch devices. You just put your device up against it. You hear a little chime, and Koji, deduct 224 from your silver if need be. So, fuel. And then as part of that, Maxine, you'll see that the receipt that he had shown you says that roughly 28 gallons has been refueled.
Shit,
Little
that's
over.
expensive. It's a small gas tank. For a vehicle that's supposed to be this big, that's small.
Well, I pulled the gas tank size off of like an average like Humvee. Maybe I need to go look
okay.
at like the military variant, see if that's any larger.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right, fuel
It's
cost.
got about the same fuel capacity as a pickup truck.
Why is it on Cadin? What the hell? Because I had him highlighted.
To the library!
But
Sam, did you want to go to the convenience store?
Oh, shit.
yeah, Sam, are you? Do you want to ask the guy before he leaves?
No. I'm just looking in.
Oh,
I
okay.
probably can't see it from where I am.
Yeah.
It's also probably gas station alcohol is probably not the best to drink.
What are you running low?
I got one flask. It holds
True.
a pint.
True. You've been sipping it.
I get away with my small stature.
Oh man. All right. Well, vehicle has been refueled. You guys are gonna set out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Party heads out then. So departing, you find the road up ahead that kind of splits once you're in the inner city, and there's definitely a very obvious kind of major intersection where you can make a right turn after this resupply point. And making that right turn, you begin to see kind of highway signs that depict and change, pointing towards where the business district is, where the markets are, where the library is, where admin is, and so on and so forth. And are you all continuing straight towards the central library district?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do just that. And it takes you maybe like 20 minutes of driving on this highway to get to the central library. But as you do, you begin to see, again, much like the graphic depicted, a very kind of open architecture where much of the area looks very green. It almost looks like a huge kind of outlet market, but then there are these structures that kind of jut up, these skyscrapers that have glass windows, and all over the place you see signs of you are now entering the central library district, and you see various signs, Maxine, as you drive along, where there is signs pointing forward for a central library. There's signs pointing kind of for various named libraries off to the various left and right off ramps. But you all continue to the central library proper. And after maybe another 10 minutes of navigating more within the city, up and around you all, you do see a buzz of traffic. There are vehicles now that you're in the inner city driving all over the highway. Up above, you do see some kind of inner city flying vehicles that are whizzing by as well. And you also will find a ton of foot traffic once you get off of the highway. There are people everywhere. And not much has changed in the distant future, but you'll still find the wonderful P logo for parking up ahead. There's a few of them, and you'll find a place to park. Now, Maxine, if you were to pull over, would you pull over kind of on a side street? Would you go into a structure? Would you go into a kind of underground facility for parking? That you have a variety of options, but what catches Maxine's attention for parking?
Something with structure. Looking for basically the most secure option.
All right. You see two, Maxine, that catches your eyes. You see one, an underground parking facility that is advertised as highly secure. And then you see a gated parking structure as well. That seems to be another option.
I think I'll go for the underground.
Okay. When you get up there, you'll see a sign.
The best choice in case we ever need an exit. We'll just go round and round in ramps.
You see a sign as you begin to enter. It's basically a lot that has several kind of car parking locations, and you see a car in front of you that rolls up to one, and it begins to descend underground as another platform kind of shifts into a position to where it was. But the sign outside, it seems to be fully automated. There's no personnel nearby, but you see a sign that says 1 hour, 5K, all night, 30K.
That's expensive.
It's the future.
Do we want to park here?
Yeah, Maxine, is this where you pull in?
Well, if we're leaving things in the vehicle, we want to be secure.
I guess, yeah, we're only going to be here, what, an hour or two, maybe?
I assume, we're not carrying weapons and armor into our usual business walking around the city, so...
Okay, so we're leaving all that in the vehicle is what you're saying.
That's my plan. That's why I figured this would be the place to go.
Okay, sounds good to me. How about you guys?
I'm fine with it.
I guess if that's what the common folk are doing here.
Common folk probably aren't carrying around the kind of hardware we are.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Alright, I hate to leave my armor, but I'll do my best to blend in.
Well, you can probably wear your armor. Right? What's your armor look like? It's pretty clothy looking, is it not? I don't...
I got a pretty bulky, it's kind of it hooks up to more of a rig, but I can leave it behind.
In the city, Dragon, just coming from the more urban environment, is it common to carry around like weapons and shit?
When you...
I figure Koji would be kind of, not an expert in this, but kind of like laying low while still...
Yeah, give me a... I'm gonna have you roll me history. We'll see how that goes first, and then as far as common knowledge goes, in the major cities, Koji, if you're going to use like Akiyama as any sort of a baseline, it's not common for the citizenry to be walking around with weapons. It's possible. Mostly the people who would be carrying weapons would be any sort of security personnel. So not much there has changed where it's kind of controlled. But Koji, you also have a bit of an overlap because the people who worked under you were often armed somehow, right, in some way, whether concealed or otherwise. So it wouldn't surprise you based on just the people you kept around if, anyone you walked up to had some kind of a weapon on them. But open display of it is not common on Akiyama. You would imagine Aurora Green could be the same, at least looking around in this city and how people are walking about. Many of you looking outside would not see open carry of firearms, especially nothing large. So most of the people here, if not nearly all of them, with the exception of a few who seem to have some Fontaine branded armor, seem to be carrying anything at all.
Yeah, it's probably best we don't bring it in then.
Yeah. So like, just at least back home, like, just don't open carry shit. Armor should be fine. Not gonna stand out too much.
I mean, a technician in armor anyway, people think it's normal.
Yeah.
I hold up my warhammer. Is this alright?
Call it a cane. Use it like a... No? That work?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Say it's part of I don't know. Your people have some sort of religion you can pass it off as being a part of? People here will believe anything you say.
Alright, well, I'll keep everything on me then.
Alright.
There's a benefit of being out of place a little bit. I'm keeping Guardian Prime on me. Maybe keep like my knife in my boot. But yeah, the rifle, the armor, staying behind.
Okay.
I'll leave my little pistol behind that I found.
Yeah, same thing for Daario. The armor will stay inside. Same thing with the SMG, but I'll keep my journal on my back.
Out of curiosity,
Can I...
Oh, sorry. Go.
Can I tag the vehicle to my Omni device? Like a Find My iPhone kind of thing?
That is a great question. Let me think about that, because this vehicle has been kind of rigged to a purpose and has been maintained by Banuk and his camp. And those guys, as you guys noticed, weren't necessarily the most technologically advanced group outside of a few vehicles and the airship that they had. So
The airship was pretty impressive.
yeah. The vehicle itself, I don't think you're going to be able to assign it. Here, first of all, let's have you give me a. I'm gonna have you give me a. What would work? Because your spaceship that you were part of may have been able to do that, but that was before you got the Omni device. So, Sam, as you're thinking about that possibility, I'm gonna have you. First of all, roll me a science. Yeah, let's go with Arcana Science. As you take a look at kind of the dash and look for something that
12.
it might be able to register. So with your science roll here, you're looking at the vehicle and trying to understand some of the technology here, and it looks pretty old school, at least in comparison to what you're used to.
Bluetooth?
Ancient, man. But you don't see any way of synchronizing kind of the position of the vehicle. It seems the vehicle is a bit more
Antiquated?
cut and dry analog, not super high tech, right? It's really, again, a personnel transport, not a tech based vehicle. So Sam, at initial kind of investigation via your science roll, you're not going to find what you're looking for to make that connection, but perhaps you will consider that it is possible, maybe with an additional piece of equipment that you could add to the vehicle.
Okay, cool.
But the one thing that you sure can do is actually mark your position. So you can, through your device, make note on your Omni device that you guys parked here.
We parked at Goofy 4.
This is Happy 7. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I pin our location.
All right, noted. All right.
And for the record, Koji's keeping his guns with him. Because muscles.
Yeah. Took me a split second. Like, wait a minute, you don't carry any firearms. Oh, those firearms, those weapons of mass
guns,
destruction. Also, go for it.
I don't. What was I going to say? It was probably not important. Go ahead.
Okay. So, leaving the parking structure, players, do make note that whatever you are leaving behind. Let's see here. So I know back in our Roll20 days, there was a way to uncheck an item to say you didn't have it equipped or didn't have it present. Is there a way to do that in Foundry?
Yeah, if you right click, there is an option to equip stuff. That's how I've been marking whether I have my stuff on me or not.
Okay. So yeah, players, just do make a mental note and go into your character pages. Whatever you leave behind, we're going to assume it stays with the vehicle. So if you do have things to bring with you, just be conscious of that.
Yeah, I will be taking the duffel bag full of shit with me.
All right.
I won't take my 10 torches.
I think at some point also, between sessions or whatever, I'm gonna need you to break down this money situation, because I don't know how many numbers go into each number.
Yeah, I've got a notepad up right now, just keeping track.
I have an amount in the gold value, and I'm not sure how much that is.
That's a million.
Yeah. So again, the copper
trillion.
Yeah, the copper goes to hundreds, right? Silver's 1,000. Electrum was a mil. Gold
You have
is
a billion?
a bill.
So each is basically three zeros.
Exactly. Right. That
Okay,
way
okay.
you can kind of glance at it and see how many zeros you have to carry over. Was the idea.
Inflation.
Mm-hmm. Now, Maxine, I could have sworn I had everybody drop it down a tier, so you might not be in the billions. You might be in the millions. I think the only person I really had in the billions category was going to be Koji.
Yeah, that could be. It might have been something I missed at some point.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I've got that switched over.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want to do a credit system, but I don't want to confuse it with a bunch of different currencies, right? Because again, future, I think there would be a common currency, which through the Omni devices and kind of the centralized financial network through these devices within the United Federation would be highly probable. So trying to go with a bit of a simplified credit system that is accounting for just futuristic inflation bullshit. So yeah, a little different from your traditional D&D setup, but hopefully making sense now.
All right. So yeah, I just marked off. I think I did it right. Marked off for the 1 day.
Cool.
Because I don't know how long we're going to be away from it.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I'll tell you what.
Impounded.
Don't actually remove funds from that yet. You'll pay when you pick up the vehicle, depending on how long you guys spent.
Oh, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find a place to validate.
Exactly. Yeah. Who knows?
Hey, Finnigan, do you validate parking?
All right. Well, you get up to this. You get up back out to the outside. There's an elevator that takes you back up, and once you leave, you do find that hey, you're in this lot again that has these elevators for the vehicles to bring it down to this underground garage. But walking around, you again follow some signs. There's again people just everywhere walking about. Some of them are hanging out at these cafes. It's incredibly peaceful and relaxing, and you even see some street performers, some of them kind of just doing what look to be kind of illusionist magic tricks. You see some guy hovering this ball in front of him. You see another one that is dancing. There's some people gathered around. There's a park nearby where you hear birds chirping away and people are picnicking. It's different from what you've seen. But the destination is straight to the library?
I believe so.
All right.
Unless there's a bar or liquor store on the way, then I will split from the group.
Sam, I'm going to have you give me a perception roll. All right. You do see several restaurants and stores, cafes. It wouldn't be a stretch to think that there might be alcohol in one of them, but you don't, from following the group, you don't specifically see alcohol. You see people outside drinking and lounging and sipping on teas and what might be sodas. Maybe some of them are alcohol, but you'd have to go look.
I'm gonna pull out my flask. I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna try to drink it and get like a drop out of it. I'm looking to everyone in my group. And you guys all headed to the library, yeah? Hey, I'll meet up with you guys in a second. I gotta take it as something personal here.
Do you want some help, Sam? What are you doing?
No, I should be able to take it as myself. Yeah, I'll meet up with you guys. And then I will walk a different path, probably towards like a grocery store or something.
All right. Yeah, there's an area where a bunch of people are eating and drinking nearby. There's several stores, and the group with Sam speaking up, you see him kind of waddle his way over towards this kind of market area where there seems to be a lot of people hanging out.
Do we go after him?
Should we just like wait here for him?
How long do you think it's gonna be?
Well, you guys think about it, but Sam, as you make your way over there, you do find a few places. There's seems to be one that looks to be serving some sandwiches. You see one that, much like what you saw in like Bora Station, there's like a bar counter. You see another one which looks to be more like an outlet supermarket kind of open layout where there's several places where people are coming in, picking up like food off of the shelves.
When you say bar counter, are you talking like outdoors? Or like I can see inside a place and there's a counter?
Both. They have, yeah, there's like an outdoor counter where there's drinks being served, and then when you peek past that opening, you will find like what looks to be like a proper bar counter with glasses and bottles behind it.
Sure, I'll go there.
Okay, you head over there. And getting there, there's a hostess. Oh, hello there. What can we do for you? Are you looking for a seat?
Well, can I sit anywhere here?
Oh, he's gonna be a while. Fuck. Okay,
Oh,
well.
sure. Inside or outside?
Inside, please, to get out of the sun.
Okay. She grabs a menu. Follow me. Brings you inside to the counter and seats you and places a menu in front of you, and enjoy your stay at Rodia.
Thank you. Sorry, it was called Ironia?
Rodia.
Rodia, cool. I bet that's an important name to remember.
I feel like,
So important.
I feel like we're gonna lose him. Dude, I'm torn. Guys,
All right.
go without him?
Well, I'm not too keen on going to a library, so kind of want to get some actual food in me or something. Better than that, like camp stew and rations. Fucking rations.
Okay, so you're going with him. Okay, as long as he's not, I feel like you just need, you stick together somewhat.
All right. Well,
Otherwise, contacting each other. These things.
You got like a.
I point to my wrist.
They do, correct, Dragon?
they
Is there a
do.
way to...
They sure
yeah.
do.
Yeah, I should be able to get in touch with you. What's your like number?
It's a good question. I usually ask Sam that. Coach,
Can I grab his wrist and just try to figure out the information
Yeah,
on his device?
you sure can. So, Maxine, give me a science roll.
That's just one of these, right?
That is one of those,
It's
and that will
12.
be good enough. Maxine, you take Cadin's wrist as he's like tapping it way more than he needs to. You're like, you're gonna break the damn thing. Give me that. And
I'm in like the calculator app trying to figure out how it works.
yeah, you pull up where you can add contacts, and Maxine, you tap your device to it, and Maxine, yours gives a particular prompt that this is not a dynasty contact. Are you sure you wish to add it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll confirm.
You add Cadin, and the two of you guys can basically basically call each other. It basically makes the message spell obsolete, but it is what it is.
Okay, we need to add Koji though.
Koji, you walk up next to them, and you know what's up. You know how these things work. You'll tap your wrist to Cadin's device while Maxine has the add contact opened up, and Koji, you'll get also a notification. This is not a member of the Akiyama network. Are you sure you wish to add this user?
Yeah.
All right.
Do I gotta prompt these people with other networks? Do you want to add them?
Nope. Cadin, you see two names populated in a contact list: Maxine Beck and Koji Akiyama.
Sweet. Okay. Go catch up with Sam. I think he went that way.
Daario was just like, wait.
So yeah, Koji will take off in the general direction that Sam went, try to figure out where he
You
went.
you guys were paying attention. You would have seen the establishment Sam walked into, and yeah, is everyone gonna go join Sam?
I was gonna keep going to the library.
Oh, you're heading to the library. Okay, so
I thought this is where we were going, and they ran off.
well, okay. So we'll do it this way. On the screen, if you're going to the library, move your character left where Maxine is. If you're going to where Sam is, to the right. Maxine, where are you heading? You're going library. Okay.
Yep.
So Koji splits off from the group to go join Sam and grab a bite. Koji, you'll find the establishment. lady at the host desk out front will, ask if you're looking to dine, and you just kind of point over the bar. You're with them and walk in.
I thought he was going to ask for a very short man.
No, we're gonna skip forward a little bit here, and then the other three, Daario, Maxine, and Cadin, will begin heading over, continuing towards the direction of the library. And I think here, let's take a short little 5-minute break. Let everyone empty anything they need to and refill what they need to, and we'll come back here to see. We'll see how what the two groups do. One having a bit of a meal or a break at a bar diner called Rodia, and then the other three heading over to the central library, hopefully to find some information and possibly meet a person of interest. All right, everyone, we'll be back in 3 to 5. See you all here very soon. Be right back. All right, everyone, we are back, and Koji unfortunately had to go, so Koji will be out for the remainder of tonight's session, but we're going to continue as Koji catches up to Sam, meets him at the bar, and Sam, what are you going to be doing at Rodia Bar?
I'm gonna flag down either the bartender or the waitress.
They'll approach.
Can I order food here as well as drinks?
What do you want? Bartender asked.
Do you have any like quail jerky or like bearded nuts? Maybe some smoked cabbage?
Smoked cabbage?
Not those in particular, but if you got a menu in front of you, you're welcome to order something from that.
Is there any meat on a stick on the menu?
Meat on a stick? Yeah, there's like a kebab plate that you can get.
Cool, I get that. Are there any like garlic knot type things?
Garlic knot?
Like bread.
we have garlic bread. I don't think they're knotted, but
I'll order that.
all right.
Is there any like plate of, I don't know, I guess like mixed veggies kind of thing would be the closest thing.
You want a salad?
But cooked?
Cooked.
You want cooked? We do have like a beef stew that has some cooked cabbage in it.
Perfect. And do you have any wine?
Yeah, what kind you looking for? Something heavy, dark, light?
Heavy, dark, both perfect.
All right.
And then I do bring out my flask and I said, and do you have any like moonshine or liquor that could go in here?
We have liquor, but we don't fill bottles. If you'd like to buy a full bottle from us, then you're welcome to do what you like with the leftover.
Yeah. In addition to the wine, can I get a bottle, something dark?
Wine or hard liquor?
Liquor.
All right. Well, we got some.
Wine is for the meal, and this is for my travels.
Okay. Well, that'll do. Anything else?
That's it for now. And I see Koji coming up. Why don't you double up on everything?
Oh boy.
We'll do. You guys want like a lava cake to wrap it all up to?
Oh, I don't know what that is, but yes, sounds delicious.
All right. You'll order a ton of food, and Sam and Koji are going to be enjoying a very hearty meal and some fine booze.
We're gonna buy them hammered later.
Maybe one of them. We'll see. All right. So real quick then, right? What did we get? We had a beef stew. We had some alcohol. So we had gonna get some dark red. You're gonna buy some liquor. Then you had, what is it? A kebab plate. Man, I'm fucking being a waitress right now. There was a third plate that you ordered. What was it? It was the stew, kebabs, and then garlic bread.
I did ask for like I don't know, kebab plate and also like quadric. Are there like wings?
Oh yeah. We do have wings. I mean,
yeah, I ordered that too.
Okay. You want a regular size or large?
Probably one large between the two of us.
Okay. All right.
So that's the fucking soup, wings, garlic bread, wine, alcohol.
All right. Perfect. I'll give you your bill next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean? It's on Koji.
It's on Koji. Yeah. No, it probably is. Yeah, it probably will be. So, all right. Sam and Koji are enjoying their time to the side. Maxine, Daario, and Cadin, you all make it up to a large set of steps. Almost looks like Capitol Hill. But there's a large courtyard. There's a big kind of multi-spired building that has like an observatory towards the top. And at the front, you see a sign that says Fontaine Central Library.
I guess just kick the door. No, not kick the door. I should be careful what I say. Go up and talk to. I assume there's a receptionist when we go in.
So when you head up to the doors, there are armed guards standing outside of this library. Inside, you do find like a receptionist desk. There seems to be some elevators to both sides of them that go to various floors. But yeah, what do you guys do? You want to approach the guards, or you want to walk inside?
Are they like blocking the door and checking people's like going, or they're just kind of standing?
They're just standing guard as far as you can tell. There are pedestrians that are walking in and out without being harassed from the looks of it.
We'll just try to walk in like normal, I guess. We didn't bring Koji with us, who had all his gear on him, so we should be fine.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to maybe see if we can find someone who would introduce us to who we want to meet.
Okay, so you guys will head in, and there's a couple of receptionists with some more guards inside, but one speaks up. Hello, welcome to Fontaine Central Library. How can we help you?
Hi, we're looking for a friend. If we could help us locate them, we were told they'd be here.
A friend? Who are you looking for?
Jack Finnigan?
I'm gonna need you to roll me an deception roll.
Hey, we're friends, sort of.
I've never met this person. They're my friend.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Incredible.
When I
She
can lie, I can roll well.
she looks at you incredibly skeptically, but without much contest, she'll give you a smile. You're looking for Mr. Finnigan.
Yes.
I don't know if he's taking visitors, but Mr. Finnigan can be found on the 24th floor.
Perfect, thank you. I start walking over. I assume there's an elevator somewhere.
There are.
Start
You're going to
walking
want to
around
take the one on the far end. That one handles, or not the far end, the second from the left over here. And that'll take you to the second dozen floors.
I will do what she recommends. We should take that elevator.
Okay. All right. You all get into the elevator, hit the 24th floor. Seems like there's 12 buttons, 12 floors that are available. The last one on this one says 24th. And you make your way up there. The ride is surprisingly short, as only a few seconds seem to have passed as you feel a bit of a weight in the pit of your stomach as the elevator climbs. And moments later, the doors slide open as that weight releases. And inside, you find what looks to be a very luxurious kind of a series of shelves. There's books laid out. There's pamphlets all over the place. There's a section that seems to have various like newspapers. And there's a large kind of table. There's large tables kind of all over this floor with... Some of them have computers in front of them. And on the far side, you will find a large series of glass windows that look outward towards Fontaine proper. And towards the center, there is a semicircular room that seems to be up against the wall. And there's some attendants that seem to be kind of working in and out, going behind the desk and going out. And some of them are moving trolleys around with various books and what look to be like large encyclopedia-sized looking volumes to various shelves again. But at the desk, you find there is a gentleman, an older gentleman with some grayed hair that is sitting there and looks to be reading behind the desk. The receptionist, perhaps, along with a female who is off to the side typing away at the computer.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'll start walking towards them and like, I'll announce myself. I'll like wave at them, say hi. Hey, it's been a long time.
One of the lady looks over to you like, shh, please be quiet. This is the library.
Shit, sorry.
Of
Sweet.
all the shit we kept a millennia later, it's be quiet in the library.
But who are you approaching? The gentleman or the female or someone?
I was going for the gentleman because I'm assuming that's Well, I might be wrong, but I'm gonna start with him.
Okay, well, you approach him, and he
Actually,
looks up from...
I'll go with the girl, actually.
No, you already said what?
Okay.
You already spoke up. Yeah. So you spoke up, right, and said, "Hey, it's been a while," right? So would you, if you went for the female, would you change that comment too, or?
No, it'd be the same comment. I was just gonna approach it differently.
All right. Well, let's be clear then. Who do you want to approach?
I was gonna go with the girl.
Okay, and going to the girl, what do you say?
I'd say like it's been a while, and I'll like go up to her again. I'll try to be quiet.
Okay, so this is the same female then that shushed you as you approached, and she, with a little bit of a puff, looks away from the computer. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
We met briefly a long time ago. I was looking for my friend Jack. Have you seen him around?
Jack? Mr. Finnigan?
Yes.
How do you know Mr. Finnigan?
We met through a mutual friend.
And who is this friend?
Luca.
Who is Luca?
Friend of Jack. I don't know exactly how they're related.
Give me a moment as she flips through. She brings her attention back to the computer and frantically types some things. It seems Mr. Finnigan does know a man named Luca, but who are you?
My name's Cadin.
Okay. She goes back to the computer. I'm sorry, but Mr. Finnigan doesn't seem to know anyone named Cadin.
No, Luca told us to meet up if we got the chance with Luca when we were in town.
And may I ask your reason for visiting?
The library or Jack or what? Just in general?
Well, you are looking for Mr. Finnigan, are you not?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Finnigan is a very busy man. If you knew Mr. Finnigan, then I'm sure you would have had a more direct way of meeting him, no?
It's been a while. I've lost his number.
You would at least recognize Mr. Finnigan then. Mr. Finnigan is quite popular in Fontaine. We have to make sure that he's not going to be met by people with any ill intent. I hope you can understand.
I'm wave my hand and cast suggestion, subtle casting on her.
Okay, what's the suggestion?
I'm getting fed up with it.
What's the suggestion?
We know. I'll say it like I was talking to the kid. Sorry. I know Mr. Finnigan, and you should tell us where he is. It's like 2 sentences, right? That's good.
Okay. Now, give me a moment here. I need to look up something. Let's see here. What level was suggestion? It's level 1, right?
Second.
It's a second. Okay. And what is your second level spell? Okay. Cadin, as you go to subtle spell and cast suggestion to this female, she initially seems to be kind of stuck in a gaze as you speak. And Maxine, Daario, what's your perception mod again? Maxine's like a +4 or 5 or some crap, and then Daario, I think you were like a +1 or 2.
+3.
+3. All right. Maxine, you're the only one that catches this, but the gentleman sitting off in the kind of center reading seems to have put his book down. And Cadin, as you try to will this suggestion towards the female, you feel your suggestion break.
Ah, shit.
And the gentleman stands up. I'm sorry, sir, but we're going to have to ask you to leave. I don't know what you're trying to do, but we don't tolerate funny business here.
There's no funny business here.
I'm gonna step forward, put my hand on the desk and say, "We're here on official business."
Official? As the man looks to you, raising a brow.
My name is Maxine Beck. I'm with ASEC.
And that is of importance to us here in Fontaine?
I strongly suggest you put us in contact with Mr. Finnigan so that we can resolve things here without raising too much of a fuss.
I'm gonna show up better looking than I do.
Okay. Cadin, I need you to give me a stealth roll for your failed suggestion. And Maxine, I need you to give me a
13.
persuasion roll towards the gentleman.
That's a 1.
Damn. Okay. Give me a second to pull up a thingamabob.
This is not going as I planned. Fuck.
I mean, what are plans in D&D even? Shit, where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So, Cadin, with a 13. Okay, with the 13, the female seems to kind of snap back to, and what? The gentleman looks to her and reassures her and informs her, Marianne, continue. I'll take it from here. And Maxine, that is not a nat one though, right?
No.
Okay.
Just a dirty one.
Just so dirty.
I just have a trash modifier.
Okay. How fucking appropriate.
Did he just not want?
Yeah. Unreal. All right. Well,
Somehow your dirty one won.
man, what are the odds of that happening? But he looks at you. Very well. Well, we'll speak in the back. As he looks over to the female again. Marianne, can you handle things from here? I'm gonna bring these people to meet Mr. Finnigan, and we'll sort things out from there.
It's totally him. I just didn't want to make the assumption if I was wrong.
Okay, well, with that, let's see. I want to share something to you guys. Let's see, how can I do this? Guess it's gonna have to be done through the token. But the gentleman that you're speaking to looks a little something like this guy. Does that show up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as he brings you to a back room, I need to make another quick change. Pretty sure in Foundry there's a way to set up like multiple tokens, but I'm not aware of how to do that yet. So, but as you get into the back room, this man looks at you all. What can Mr. Finnigan do for you all? What is this official business? Before I bring you to him, Mr. Finnigan again is a very important person to Fontaine. If you are willing to share a little bit more information of what your intentions are, then perhaps I will be willing for you to all. I would be willing to bring you all to Mr. Finnigan.
I don't feel that's necessary at this point anymore. Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here to establish a line of communication with Mr. Finnigan. You could consider it a form of networking that, for reasons that are above your pay grade,
This is
the Corp wants to keep on the down low for the time being, for their sake, I'm sure, but also, of course, for the sake of Mr. Finnigan. As you've said, he is a very busy and important man in the city of Fontaine.
This is totally him.
But, Cadin, as you... God damn it, I already messed it up. But as you were voicing your concerns, this man is looking at you very intently, listening to Maxine. You wish to form a line of communication, you say. For what purpose? What is Mr. Finnigan to you all?
Well, Cadin wasn't being deceitful when he said friend of a friend. We were told to... it was a meeting that was suggested to us by a good friend outside of the cities named Luca. And we're looking to follow through on that suggestion.
And you've all... How do you all know Luca? I am
Saved his
familiar.
life.
Luca did work here many years ago.
I fought at his side against bandits out in the wilds. Helped protect his caravan as they're traveling, again, through the wilds. Very dangerous place, I'm sure you understand.
Give me a persuasion with advantage.
That's a natural 20
Ooh.
for a total of 19.
Let's go.
We just need to lie more often.
I see. Well, Luca generally does have good judgment of character. You seem overly confident, however, his eyes locking back towards Cadin. It seems you know more than you let on. And
It's better to know more than you let on.
what'd you say?
It's always better to know more than you let on.
But with that comment, his expression changes. His facial features that you guys see currently begin to harden. And from this kind of older 30s looking man with graying hair, his face begins to sag a bit and changes to be a bit more elderly, a bit more in like the late 40s instead, as his eyes change from green to blue and his skin gets a bit more wrinkled and his hair begins to kind of show a bit more gray, like aged gray, rather than the kind of albino gray that the previous face had. But a man changes right in front of you all, just subtly, but subtly enough to notice.
Hi, Jack.
It's interesting. How did you know that I was Jack?
Good intuition.
Intuition, is that go for your little trick earlier as well?
There's no trick earlier.
Oh, there was no trick, was there? How about you tell me what you tried to do? As Cadin,
He did. I knew he was going to do it.
I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
While they're talking, I just want to disconnect from Dynasty again.
Oh, that's a saving throw, not a check, right?
Okay, you can do that. Yep, and a saving throw wisdom.
Oh.
Fuck!
Cadin, I want you to
Yay!
verbally tell Jack and everyone around you that what is it that you did earlier?
That wasn't his wording, though.
What did I word it as?
He said that wasn't a trick earlier, was it?
Wasn't part of his follow-up to tell us
Okay,
what
whatever.
you had done?
I can't think of how to word it because he doesn't really know what it does. I tried to convince her that I knew you.
Yes, I noticed as his eyes narrow and his smile begins to raise on one end. Or his mouth, sorry. And I know about these talents that you just tried to use, and if you use them on any of my people again, I will be sure that your name is forgotten from Aurora Green.
So, how did you come into your abilities?
That's a good question. These abilities, whatever they may be, happened years ago. I want to say it was like around 8 years ago when we heard news about what started to happen to the north and to the east. Things began to change, and I began to feel something different around us. It was around that time that the emerald structures, the spires of stone, started to appear around Fontaine, but it's still a big mystery to me. I'm still trying to figure out what it is that this is, as he moves his hand in front of him, and with a snap at the end of his index finger, a flicker of sparks occurs.
I'm going to return the gesture.
This one, you don't have very good ears, do you? Knock that off right now. I don't need this place burning down.
Anyone.
I don't need this place burning down.
You did it first.
And you're going to guarantee that you understand how to use this power as well as I do?
I've had it longer.
He shakes his head, but he dismisses it immediately after the sparks fly and addresses the rest of you. If you, too, can't keep this one in check, I'm going to ask you to leave now.
I would have dismissed the spell the same time he did.
You're not the first one that I've seen be able to do things like that. Clearly, I've learned and have learned to practice some basics, but I have seen others that, well, through their trial and error, they're no longer with us in Fontaine. Perhaps, with a little bit of conversation, we can maybe learn a bit more, but I am still curious to know what it is that you three wish to get out of visiting me, despite our mutual friend.
Cards on the table. ASEC was the deception, but it's what it took to get you talking to us. So, it is what it is. We did come because Luca suggested we come to meet you. He knows that we ran with Luca for a bit and his crew, his caravan, like I mentioned. And some of these others that have these powers, do you call it magic too?
I don't call it magic.
Who the hell calls this shit magic? They're phenomenons, if anything.
You've seen others that have these abilities, and there's at least one that was responsible for a large amount of destruction that we're looking to put a stop to. Some sort of bandit that takes these abilities and uses them to, I don't know, enforce their will on the people. They ran things in Ederson for a while, from what I hear. And if this planet is going to return to any sense of safety and normalcy beyond the walls of your city, we're gonna have to do something about it. That's why I'm here. That's why Cadin is here.
He's shaking his head more and more the longer you go on, and Edrison is a city long lost. They have gone back into what I could tell from the news that I've heard, a bit of a tribal setting. They stick to themselves. They rule using fear and their might to stamp out any form of competition. I've been in close contact with my colleagues over in Stillwater to Edrison's far south, and we've been trying to understand these catastrophes and these storms, but to say that Edrison is responsible is preposterous.
Edrison might not be responsible, but all these things, it all happened pretty close together. And to assume it's a coincidence would be, in my eyes, a bit foolish. If there's a chance they're connected, it's worth looking into.
What makes you think they're connected? Much has happened at Edrison, but little in terms of the catastrophes I had heard about had even come close to Fontaine. Stillwater still seems to be in good standing. I don't understand what you wish to accomplish with Edrison.
Edrison, in the long run, he was the first. In the long run, what happened at Edrison, what is going to happen to Edrison, it's irrelevant. Largely. Not to downplay what has and is going on there, but I want this world to be right. And there is no accomplishing that by sitting safely in a station or behind walls. Work needs to be done. And again, not downplaying the work that can be done from safety, but boots on the ground are also important. Looking at an order of events, there was conflict on Aurora Green. Things were fine on Aurora Green, then there was conflict. Then there were storms and cities burning down and terrain and creatures changing. And now people have come to accept that as normal here. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm going to do what I can to fix that.
I see you've been... You lot are not from this city, are you?
No.
Do you know Atlan Grove?
His eyes wander to you, Maxine, and somber up as Atlan Grove will be remembered fondly. It's not too far from the city. I've not only heard about the fighting when the fighting was happening years ago, but since then I have been there. It's if you are from Atlan Grove, I'm sorry for what happened to your home.
You've heard about the forces we faced there?
He cocks his head. You weren't the only ones facing those forces. The black armor.
Black armor.
And firepower that rivaled even Edrison back in the day. If Edrison hadn't had fallen, perhaps we would have had better chance against those people, but it seems about a decade ago.
Do you know who is in the black armor? Do you know who these people are?
I have my suspicions, but nothing concrete. I've been trying to find what led to these events as you laid out. There was... He looks around. We shouldn't have this conversation here. I would be much more comfortable. What was that?
I just said you're right there.
Well, perhaps we can move this. I have a laboratory that might be a bit more appropriate underground. It's not far from here.
Sure.
All right.
Follow your lead.
Without another word, he steps out of this back room. Marianne, I'm going to be heading out for the day. Clear anything that comes up for me. Message me again if you need me. She looks up, gives him a nod, and before he leaves, his face actually changes back to the younger appearance. But with that, heading to an elevator, he puts a card in a slit and holds down two buttons at the bottom, number, what would it be, 18 and 24? And as he does so, you guys all suddenly feel a lurch in your stomach as the elevator rapidly begins to descend, and about a few seconds later comes to a smooth but abrupt halt. And as it opens up, a white underground bunker seems to be in front of you all that exists under the library. And Mr. Finnigan steps in, turns to you all. This way. I have some things I'd like to show you after we talk a little bit more.
And, I want to hear your best guess.
He'll give you a nod, but turns and continues down the halls to a room that seems to be kind of like a personalized office space with some whiteboards lying around, some data pads and some screens lying about, and a computer at a desk at the center, and a kind of a meeting table off to the side. Not a small room, kind of a large meeting room / office. But before he turns to face you all, I think we will be calling episode 15 to a close.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, the party having entered Fontaine, finally making their way up to the central library, which through Sam's quick thinking on his Omni device had found that somehow the central library is one of the governing branches of the Fontaine metropolis. And with a visit to the library and speaking to a couple individuals, you guys had encountered a Jack Finnigan who seems to have the ability to change his appearance very subtly, but also seems to have some overlapping abilities, much like Cadin, and what he claims to have magic. Mr. Finnigan seems to refer to them more as some sort of phenomenon. And with that, next time on episode 16, we'll be continuing where Mr. Finnigan and the party will continue to have their little chat. Sam and Koji will be enjoying their hearty meal, and they'll probably come back feeling...
We're going to be so ready for the next episode.
Yeah, you're going to be so tired and stuffed joining the group next time. But
yeah, who said we're going to be here for a couple hours? It feels like a sleepover.
It's, yeah. But yeah.
I'm going to have to start pacing like before the, like 10 minutes before the next session starts to get the right energy for Maxine right now.
Yeah, Maxine, you might be in for some interesting surprises next session, but we'll see. But with that, episode 15, closing it out. Party, what did you guys think?
I love Cadin's response to anything that he's blamed on. It's like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
It wasn't me. Yeah.
I like getting back to civilization.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very different vibe in the
After,
city.
Yeah.
After taking
14 and a half sessions. Well, really, like, what? 12 or 13 sessions out in the wilds.
Yeah.
Fun having a change of pace.
Yeah. Well, the city is large.
Handle it, but I can talk with people.
Yeah. Trying to, at least. Or at least you're trying whenever you're not trying to pull a fast one over every single person you meet.
Yeah.
And Maxine got real lucky on
convincing things in this session.
I got real lucky on lying.
Yeah, you guys had a few,
Maxine
and
continues her streak of being a high roller.
true. You guys
I
also
shouldn't be able to do any kind of charisma checks. I
Yeah,
have
with a
-1. And the only proficiency I have is intimidation.
I learned Cadin has like a +5 in charisma. Like what?
Cadin is.
You lived under a rock.
Cadin's
At the end, but not all the time.
Cadin's got that smolder he's dealing with.
I mean, look at his portrait. That's where all the charisma is.
Exactly. It all went to the face, not to the brain.
He cleans up real nice.
I thought about trying a little different approach, but I didn't. I kind of wish I had, but it's too late now.
Man. What do you mean? You already changed your approach once.
Yeah, no, I thought about it afterwards. It's like, we'll. And I got frustrated. It's like, I'll brute force it, and then that didn't work. Damn it!
Man, you're trying to force too many sessions. Go with it, dude. Roll with it. Lean into it. But yes,
I was like 100%. That was just Cadin getting frustrated. He's like, "Stop asking too many damn questions." Like,
what do you even mean? Coming from you, Mr. Inquisitive over here?
yeah, you could be a hypocrite. He was just frustrated. I've already got past the receptionist, and you clearly know who Jack is, and now you're just being I was just annoyed.
You know, I figured the official business, this is above your pay grade, that kind of thing. Probably expect it to work on maybe, a subordinate of some kind. Wouldn't expect it to work on the guy himself.
Well, the best part about that was, like, by that point, I was like 90% sure that was Jack.
Why, though? He was the only guy there.
The way he was acting when he came over, the second he put down the book and said he'd deal with it, I was like, oh, that's fucking Jack.
Well, yeah, I will. I'm not going to say Jack all to you guys. Jack will do it. But good job. You found him. I thought it would actually take you guys longer, but you guys just immediately went into name dropping, and Cadin casting a spell actually
It worked
out.
There were fucking magic users in this universe.
Yeah. We don't call it magic here, but Cadin does.
Phenomenon users.
Yeah.
It rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, but this is the distant future. They don't believe in that shit. Supernatural, what?
We're just shorthanded to P, right?
I believe in magic. I read a lot of very fancy books, but not fancy, very fantasy-based books when I was younger.
Yeah. You could have been. Yeah, you read some old school stuff in this in your quote-unquote home.
Yeah.
I hope it either doesn't ever happen or doesn't happen for a very long time. But I would really look forward to playing a very different kind of character from Maxine in this.
What do you mean?
Just someone less
Should we kill you off?
serious all the time.
Yeah, I definitely didn't go with the serious character this time.
Like, I love playing Maxine, but it's like, man, this would be a fun setting to have a character who just fucks around sometimes.
Earlier, I literally thought about not telling you guys about the gas can and getting in the car with the gas can until we got to the but you guys were going to take too long, and I felt bad.
I wasn't...
Koji just like, I don't know where the fuck the gas goes.
I wasn't about to spend 20 minutes while you guys pushed a car. Come on, guys. I'm
20 minutes IRL on it, but the characters could have spent like an hour on it, and we'd just skip over it. They pushed it to the station, took you an hour, and then I'd be like, oh, I have the gas. But I caved and gave it to them anyways.
Well, now that you guys are in Fontaine proper, I'll see about making a little bit more of a impromptu map so that you guys can follow that along. If any questions come up on some ideas you have for the Omni device, how you can leverage it, as quite a few ideas popped up tonight actually on how to use your Omni devices. And finally, I've been waiting 15 sessions for you guys to be like, let me add you on this device.
I think for some reason I assumed that it wasn't a thing that could be done like early on or something.
Dude, this is a full-on homebrew campaign. Screw message.
I myself pretty hard on that. I think it's a very useful device. I have no idea how it works.
But obviously the difference here is that where Signal is blocked or there's like jamming, right? Message would come in handy in those situations. But you're in the middle of a big freaking city. It'll be fine.
Also, if Cadin casts message, you can't like hack his mainframe and listen in and all that nonsense, unless you're also another Cadin, or should I say another Ignis.
Oh god, we don't need more than one Cadin.
You know, I'm a quadruplet. No, I'm not, but that'd be fun.
I feel like two Cadins, like, either they work together and become the worst nightmare, or they have the most heated conflict.
Diametrically opposed.
There's no middle ground. It would have to be one of those extremes.
It's going to be some Avatar Airbender fighting that happens later on. All right, guys. Well, thank you to all our viewers. Thank you to anyone watching offline on the YouTubes. But let us know what you thought in the comments, and we'll be back in the following week with episode 16 as the party continues further within the boundaries of the big city Fontaine on Aurora Green, meeting a very interesting person of interest. Seems to have much more importance to the city than initially might be seen, but a Jack Finnigan. But that'll all be next time here on Horizon Exploration. So with that, bye everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, day, wherever you may be, and stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. As always, take it easy, all.
Bye, everyone.
Good game.
Have a good one.
Bye.